Welcome to the Chic Show. Today I have some Pinterest-inspired Christmas dupes that I'm putting my own spin on. Today is the playlist Recreation Inspiration, and this is Christmas in July. It's hosted by Lowly D's Creations, Lady Red Crafting, and guest hosted by Craftacular. The first inspiration piece today is this simple nutcracker. I thrifted this small little wood nutcracker this past season, and I'm going to start by just pulling off the hair. I used my little finger sander to sand off any excess glue. And now that I have a clean, smooth surface, I'm going to be painting the entire nutcracker black. So instead of mine being white, mine's going to be completely black. This did require a couple of coats of the Waverly chalk paint in ink. Once I had that completely painted and completely dry, I added a small white wreath that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just hot glued it to his hands. I failed to hit record for that part, but his arms do move, so I was able to move those up and hot glue that wreath right to his hands. As most of you know, I do live in Louisiana and I love to do oyster shell crafts. So when I saw this one on Pinterest, I knew I had to recreate it. So I started with an oyster shell that I got from a friend who owns a local restaurant. And this time I'm going to be using the back side of the shell. I'm giving it 2 coats of chalk paint in white. Next, I used my drill to drill a hole in the top so that I could add a hanger later. And now I'm going to be using Waverly chalk paint in crimson to paint on his hat. Now, if you look closely at this oyster, you can almost see Santa Claus's face, his little cheeks and his nose, his hat, everything. And now I'm going to paint on his face with some paint that I just mixed together to get the color that I wanted. As I add his facial features, you can kind of see them come to life. I'm using a hot pink for his nose and a lighter pink for his cheeks and a red for his mouth. Next, I added his eyes and his eyebrows. I decided to add some polka dots to his hat, so I'm just using a small brush for that. Using a black paint pen, I added in the pupils to his eyes, and then I added on those eyebrows. I think he's just adorable. Now I'm going to add some triple thick because I do want this to have kind of a shine to it. So once it's completely dry, I went ahead and I used that triple thick all over the front. This little gingerbread ornament inspired me to create one of my own. I took this little paint tray from Dollar Tree outside and I gave it a coat of clear spray paint so that hopefully my acrylic paint would adhere to the tray. Once I got this first coat on, I decided I wanted it a little bit darker, so I switched to this cinnamon stick colored paint. While the paint was still wet, I used some of this glitter so that it would look like it was covered in sugar. So that I could add a hanger, I drilled a hole into the top of each corner. Now I'm going to embellish the tray just a little bit with some Christmas greenery and this gingerbread sticker that I got from Dollar General, I believe. I started to remove the sticker. I realized it would really be better on this backing, so I trimmed around the backing and then glued that onto the piece. I used some of this black wire from Dollar Tree to make the hanger. I would love to know which of these pieces today is your favorite, which one you think you might recreate as well. Here's another video for you. Remember to check out the playlist in the description box below, and thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.